5 disturbing true home alone stories that will haunt you. They say your home is your safe haven, but for these 5 people, it became the stage for their worst nightmares. These are the true stories of what happened when they were alone and defenseless. Story 1. The Man in the Attic. Lucy was a college student living alone for the first time. Her apartment was small but cozy, a perfect fit for her budget. For weeks, she'd hear faint creaking noises late at night, but she dismissed them as the old building settling. One evening, as she sat studying, she noticed strange shadows moving across her walls, shadows that didn't match her furniture. Terrified, she called a friend who insisted on staying the night. Together, they decided to check the attic. What they found was chilling. A small nest of blankets, food wrappers, and a notebook full of disturbing, detailed notes about Lucy's daily life. Someone had been living there for months, watching her every move. She called the police, but the squatter had already fled. To this day, Lucy checks every attic before moving into a new place. Story 2. The Silent Phone Calls. Mike was 16 when his parents left him home alone for the first time during a weekend trip. It was supposed to be fun, a weekend of video games and junk food, but on the first night, his landline rang. When he answered, there was silence on the other end. Thinking it was a prank, he hung up, but the calls continued every hour. By midnight, he stopped answering. The next morning, as Mike sat eating breakfast, the phone rang again. This time, a faint whisper broke the silence. "I'm watching you." Mike's blood ran cold. He called the police, but the line was untraceable. Later, the officers discovered footprints in the garden outside his bedroom window. Someone had been watching him all night. Mike never stayed home alone again. Story 3. The Locked Closet. Claire was babysitting for her neighbor's 2 young children. After putting the kids to bed, she decided to watch TV. Around 10 p.m., she heard soft noises coming from upstairs. Assuming it was one of the children, she went to check, but both were sound asleep. The sound continued, a faint tapping from the closet in the parents' bedroom. Summoning her courage, Claire opened the door. Inside was a man holding a knife, grinning at her. Claire screamed and slammed the door, grabbing the kids and locking herself in the bathroom. She called 911, and the police arrived within minutes. The man was gone, but police later found out he'd escaped from a nearby psychiatric facility. Claire quit babysitting that night. Story 4. The Stranger in the Backyard. Raj was enjoying a quiet night at home, catching up on work. His house backed onto a wooded area, and the only light came from his desk lamp. As he worked, he felt a strange sensation, like he was being watched. Looking up, he noticed movement outside the sliding glass door. Someone was standing there, staring in. The figure didn't move, just stood silently in the shadows. Panicked, Raj turned off the lights, hoping the darkness would make him invisible. But when his eyes adjusted, the figure was still there, now pressing its hands against the glass. Raj called the police, and the figure disappeared into the woods. To this day, he doesn't know who or what was watching him that night. Story 5. The Shadow in the Hallway. Emma was a nurse who worked long hours. Coming home late one evening, she found her apartment unusually cold, but dismissed it as a draft. As she settled into bed, she noticed something strange, a shadow moving in the hallway outside her bedroom. Grabbing her phone, she quickly called a friend. As she whispered what was happening, the shadow moved closer, then stopped. Emma's friend urged her to call 911, but before she could, the shadow darted out of sight. The police searched her apartment and found no one, but the front door was unlocked, and there were muddy footprints leading to her bedroom window. The officers told Emma she might have startled the intruder before they could harm her. Emma moved out the next day and never stayed alone at night again. Sometimes, the scariest things happen not in the world outside, but in the places we call home. Let these stories be a chilling reminder to always stay vigilant, even when you're alone. Stay safe, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more true stories.